Welcome back to the channel for the newly crowned 2025 Masters champion, Shaun Murphy. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations. We're going to play a best of 5. We call it a money match.
Yeah.
We're not playing for money, we'll play for dinner. But you're going to give me 30 start.
Yep.
Best of 5. What hand's is chalking?
That one.
Wrong, I'm breaking.
So do you still think the break-off's an advantage?
I think it's got to be, but I don't know, some tables, some tournaments, you get a week where no reds get left.
Yeah.
And some weeks you get one where there's always, like last week, there seemed to be a lot of reds left from the break.
There was 2 or 3 players last week who were able to get the cue ball in here, sort of, you know, between yellow and green.
Ding.
Which is just so hard to do. You've got to almost hit the second red to do that. Kyron's break-off was incredible all week.
Right.
A number of players were able to. I can't do it. So I don't think for me, the break-off isn't an advantage.
Right, okay.
You know, the amount of frames I've lost in my career through leaving a long red or the red to the middle, trying to get that thick contact.
So maybe the Mark Williams break's the future.
Yeah, do you know, maybe, maybe it is a future.
Because I noticed one match, I don't know what match it was, I think it was Robertson, you actually changed sides.
That's something I've sort of done for the last few seasons. You know, I do have a favourite side.
Yeah.
I prefer breaking off from here.
Right.
But I think you've got to have both sides in your locker because your opponent can just get used to
Of course they can, yeah.
playing that same shot all the time.
And do you think it would make a difference whether you're playing a left-hander or a right-hander or not?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, left-handers maybe more comfortable potting to that pocket.
there'll be some data on it somewhere, which I don't have. But there'll be something on it somewhere about left-handers being better playing with left-hand side or right-hand side, right-handers preferring that and whatever. There'll be some information on that. And then that'll dictate all that, but I don't know. I mean, what you've left me here is this is awful.
I mean, well, have you got a safety shot? Have you got to pot yourself out of trouble?
What am I meant to do here? This is ridiculous. You've played one shot. I mean, it's like nearly checkmate.
I mean, you've not got a lot following you, to be fair. So
it's like playing Kasparov.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and pot this red. It was aggressive. It was aggressive.
So last week, did you go into it confident? Obviously, these days you can never think, right, I'm going to win this week. But inside, did you feel like your game was good enough to win?
I felt like my game's been good enough all season,
right.
And we've been making a funny thing of it on my podcast about, you know, whoever beats me in the tournament either goes on to win it or gets to the final.
Oh my God, I hit the wrong side. I've actually done some on my side last night sleeping, and I honestly, I'm in pain. But anyway, that's my excuse. Sorry, go ahead.
Another one you got away with. Look, we've been saying it all season that, you know, whoever beats me seems to go on and do really well. I mean, Lipe Fan's the massive example. He beat me in the last 64 or last 32 in Scotland. And goes on and wins the tournament. Yeah. Out of nowhere.
From nowhere.
And it was happening. You know, it's taken someone almost at the top of their form every week to stop me. Zhao Guodong and I walked off the stage arm in arm. Yeah. Me saying to him, like, that was unbelievable. The funny thing about that match was at 4-0, he's played 4 of the most perfect frames ever to lead 4-0 at the interval. We walked off and we were in the players' lounge upstairs, and I said, do you know what? I said, you should be careful. I said, if you keep playing like that, they're going to drug test you. Like having a bit of banter, like just having a bit of crack. Anyway, so we've gone back out. I made a century. He finished me off 5-1. We walked off stage. Drug testers were waiting for us.
Wow.
And he turned around to me, he said, did you arrange this? I was like, it's nothing to do with me. I think I'm one of the worst plant makers in the world. So,
yeah, but luckily you're the best rest player in the world.
Well, I'm currently on, what was I, 50
Can we just talk about 53 out of 53 in a tournament? That's like Tiger was not going in a bunker at St Andrews.
It's about to end. It's about to end.
I mean, I think Kyron was at 81. I mean, that ends all arguments in my view.
Well,
that's only one tournament. I'm only kidding a little bit, but that's an incredible stat.
Yeah, it was a stat I became aware of, I think, through the semis. And,
did you?
Yeah, someone had said it, and
because we actually talked about it in final in the studio, whether you knew about it.
Yeah, no, I did.
Right.
It does put a little bit extra on the shots. I mean, there was one I played where the cue ball finished next to the blue, and then I had to pot a red into the thing, smash into the reds, leave the pink to the corner. You know, these are complicated. They weren't dolly shots. Yeah. But no, I wish I didn't have to use this. My cue ball control was a bit better. Don't like this at all. No. Talked me out of it. Oh. Has the brown come to my rescue?
Well, it has a little bit. I think there's a swerve. No, there's not a swerve.
Not a swerve there.
So how long has you had the room? I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, well, do you know, it was a real terrible story because I've had the room for quite a long time. We moved down to this area in May after the World Championship, and I ordered a brand new table to come brand new from China.
Right.
And the UK distributor really messed me around. Told me it was coming, told me it'd be here in 4 weeks, it wasn't. Told me it'd be here in 5 weeks, it wasn't. Told me it would be here, kept giving me new dates, and the table just never showed up. Told me the table was just coming up through the Med or wherever it was. Checked it on an app, it was actually in, the South China Sea somewhere, so it was just incredible. And
at the bottom of the South China Sea.
Yeah, I think there was some pirates having a best of 19 on it at one stage. So I had this room ready and set up with no table in it for months, which affected my practice. It affected how I could prepare for events. Cost me a lot of money for a room I wasn't using. And then in the end, my old mate Kevin in Sheffield, who just sold his snooker club, he had this in there. Ashley Carty was using it to practice on. The table went in storage, and he rang me. He just said, "Listen, I know you're struggling for a table, but I've got it's your table. Do you want it? It's in storage." And I was like, not really. I wanted a new one.
Yeah.
Because they have changed a bit over the years.
Right. Okay.
This is a first generation one.
Okay.
I thought, well, I need a table to hit balls on. I felt it was starting to cost me matches, costing me my preparation.
Yeah.
Not really been able to prepare properly for any event this season.
Yeah.
So it was amazing that I'd had quite a good season with that in mind. And this table got put in, I want to say, maybe in November sometime.
Right.
And then I had it retrofitted to brand new standards first week of Jan.
Right. Okay.
And obviously, I'm not saying I won the Masters because I've had a table to practice on. But it's definitely contributed. It's definitely helped.
Yeah.
But it was, it was awful. It was an awful situation to be in because, lots of practice has always been a key part of my game.
Yeah.
I've always been a practicer.
So were you doing most of your practice at the tournaments then?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I was going up for the, I know. The safety game has improved a little bit. But yeah, no, I was literally like a student, cramming.
Yeah.
Before a big test. A few days before a tournament, I might nip up the road and go to Northampton, practice with Martin O'Donnell or, whoever I could get a game in with.
Yeah,
and
then you're missing the solo stuff.
And then hammering it at venues.
Right.
But you can only do that for so long.
Yeah.
As I say, I built my entire career around those, heavy hours on the practice table doing solo work.
Yeah, me too.
And without that, my game has really suffered.
Yeah.
And there have been moments through the season where I've missed a shot or played a shot badly, and I know deep down what the cause of it is. And of course, on the other side of the coin, I've got this person telling me my table's going to be arriving in a week's time, and it never came. So it was extremely frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to try and pot this brown, aren't I? I don't feel like I can roll up behind the colour against you. I feel like I just have too much respect for you.
Ooh, come on, what a chance.
Look at this.
What a chance.
Right, I'm just going to change the iPad of destiny.
Oh my God, this killed me.
Put that one on, that's important.
Oh.
I thought you would have played for the pink there.
I'm actually in agony.
Is it bad?
Yeah, I don't know what I've done. I played golf yesterday, but it's not that.
You were probably trying to dig one out for an extra 20 yards.
Yeah. Oh, it's there.
It's there. Good shot.
It's there.
5.
See, this is what catches you. I mean, these cloths are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? Even you've got this as about as perfect as you can get, it still doesn't replicate a match table, does it?
It's still nowhere near.
No.
Everything's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same cloth, it's the same set of balls, it's the same, but everything's the same. But I think it's the TV lights. I think it's the staging lights.
Yeah. So I think there's some big secret in snooker that is actually a different cloth on the match table, and no one knows.
Full conspiracy.
There's like an insider somewhere who knows.
You think there's like an Area 51 near Gloucester where the cloth's It's big brown, this. This is the same brown you potted in the 92 final.
Yeah, well, Cubo
it's the
was
same.
Here. Cubo was there.
Well, this is almost a gimme, isn't it, compared to that?
Well, a bit of place with a bit of power.
Wouldn't want to miss this, I've got to be honest.
No.
Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, but is it no man's land?
10.
So going back to last week, so first round Gary Wilson, it was started off all right, wasn't it? And then he came back at you.
Yeah, my old manager Brandon used to say, like, in situations like that, people play like, he called it dead man syndrome, where, you know, someone sort of almost has nothing to lose, and they come out and they go for everything and they get everything, and that's how it felt. That's how it felt to me. It's
annoying, isn't it, when you're playing a chair, because you're thinking, you're 4-0 down, you're not supposed to play like this.
No, I just remember he came out, and I didn't really feel like I did a great deal wrong. Suddenly, a shot here or there that wasn't going right did go right.
Sorry, I got to interrupt you. How did you do this? I'm not very good with it. I've got 10 points to go.
Well, these iPads have been out for some time. Don't worry about it. It's all touchscreen these days. There we go. 40, you're up.
40.
I should just get a scoreboard, really, and I'm done with it. But yeah, it was one of those where I didn't feel like I did a great deal wrong. He starts going for his shots with a bit more freedom. They start going in. He was playing at a really quick pace. I could certainly notice that from the chair.
Right.
He's playing like really trying to like encourage himself to get on with it. And for a good half an hour, he did. And like at 4-3, it wasn't panic stations, but it was.
Well, you don't want to go.
It was yellow alert time.
You don't want to go 4-4, do you?
No, absolutely not. And without getting ahead of myself too much in the conversation, fast forward to Sunday night. Like Kyron did a similar thing.
Yeah.
From 8-4, like I'm very happy with my night's work at 8-4. I didn't feel like I took my foot off the gas. I missed a ball somewhere.
Yeah.
And the game turned. 45 minutes later, it's 8-7.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was in the balls missing, but I just didn't take part for 3 frames.
It's the 16 best players in the world, so you're expecting some reaction, aren't you, at some stage from these players? You're not expecting them just to roll over and give you the match, are you?
No, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And of course, he's world champion. Like, it's not in his, I said this in the press after, it's not in a world champion's DNA to roll over.
No.
To lie down. It's not in you.
Yeah.
It's not in me. It's not in him. It's not in anyone that's been lucky enough to win that trophy.
Yeah.
You don't have it in you just to roll over.
Yeah.
And I knew that comeback was coming.
Yeah.
Certainly an attempt at it.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have put him away, earlier. Of course I would have done. Yeah. But
and also in that venue with that crowd, there's such a demanding crowd, and expect brilliance. I don't know whether it's because it's in London, and obviously you can see every entertainment at the best of everything in London. Whether they expect the best in snooker as well, and maybe. If I was in Kyron's seat as world champion, maybe you start to think you could start to get a bit the needle, because you're like running away with it, 8-4, and I've got to show my, I don't like that.
No, I think
humiliation's too big a word.
Yeah,
but it's almost that way where you want that running the slate. You were saying the slates have moved.
Did it move?
Yeah.
Didn't see it. Well, that's part of the thing, going back to this is a Model 1 table. It's nearly 15, 20 years old, something like that. So that's why I wanted a new one. The frame's probably a bit warped here or there, but... Yeah.
Well, take time to sell.
There's not much I can do about that.
Then, of course, you play Neil Robertson.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the event a few days before that.
Mate, Backdoor Robertson, we'll call him.
That was an incredible...
he didn't play badly to lose that match the way he did. I don't think.
No, not at all. No.
There's a couple of splits could have gone better from earlier on, and a couple of shots that if I'd gone the other way, it might have been closer. But I always expected it to be. The 2 years are the best long potters probably the game's ever seen. So there was always going to be that side of it. Whoever was on it and scoring. I don't think there was many safety battles to talk about in that match.
No, I think if we had a safety battle, I would definitely fancy Neil to come out on top of it. I think he's better than me in that part of the game.
Really?
Yeah. I think not necessarily because I haven't got the shots or can't play the shots. I don't want to play like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, I think a lot of these things come back to how you were raised and how you were taught. When you were first taught the information about how to play snooker, that first teaching.
Yeah.
It's very hard to override that as you get older.
Well, I didn't, and it cost me probably at the end of my career, because I was trying to play a game that I couldn't play.
Yeah.
But for me, it was always the right way to play.
For me, I was always brought up and taught that, if you're going to go down, go out fighting, go out going for your shots, which is it's an amateurish way to think, because you just should play to win, and you should always play the right shot.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have the patience just as a bloke or the interest to stand there thin clipping all day,
right.
Waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. At some stage, I'd have to come for you.
If we move forward to the Allen match, do you not think you were the first 2 or 3 frames you went that way a little bit? You refused a couple of shots, which surprised me in the first couple of frames.
It's hard to remember specifics.
But then all of a sudden, you took on a red to the middle in the 3rd frame, and then you were off.
Yeah, well, it was funny because I think from a 2-0 deficit. But a lot of this has to do with being alert in the right moment. At 2-0, I'm sat there and you think, well, I can either carry on what I'm doing and hope, or I can try and change something here.
Yeah.
Something's got to change. A best of 11 by today's standards is a fairly long match.
Yeah.
But actually, you don't have much, in an hour's time, this match could be over.
Yeah.
If we just carry on doing what we're doing, you're going to lose this.
Well, especially in that tournament, because everyone's capable of reeling off 3, 4, 5 frames.
And you talk about momentum and all of that comes into it. A few shots later, a frame or so later, you could actually see Mark do that himself.
Yeah.
Where he splashed all the reds open, trying to attack the game.
Yes, yeah.
And I actually made the 147 from that shot. So, I think you can see it on the players. Not all the players have that awareness to change their tactics in play. It's no good thinking about it on the way home.
Everyone says to me, the game's more aggressive now. I tend to think, no, I think it's gone the other way. There's a lot of risk-free snooker being played, I think.
I do know what you mean. And I don't
know whether it's because there's so much money in the game, the standards have gone up. There's so much respect for your opponents, how they're going to deal. I don't know what it is, but for me, the game's gone. As you say, there's a time where players will think, right, I've got to just do something here. But generally, I think the game has gone maybe a little bit more defensive.
Well, it may well have done. But I think there's good reasons for that.
Yeah.
I think
because I think you said in commentary. Sorry to interrupt you again, but you said in commentary about there's a trend to the thin safety shot now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
not opening the reds.
Yeah, and I think if you were, if aliens landed and you explained to them about snooker and you showed them the thin safety versus the thick aggressive safety, they would say the thin safety is the correct shot all the time because you're moving all these reds.
Yeah.
And you've no idea where they're going to go.
No.
It's total luck as to whether you cover them or not.
Yeah.
Now, if that works and you get away with it and you get a chance, then great. Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
But it doesn't work sometimes. And I think the things that have changing is that, years ago, like when I turned pro in '98, and for my first few seasons on the tour, there were only a handful of players who could, time after time, punish you for those type of shots.
Yeah.
That's now changed.
Yeah.
And to some degree, that gung-ho, I'm going to splash the reds everywhere, put you bang under it, isn't the way to do it these days.
I mean, when I think of my save, anyway, all that chats, I've
completely done
32, I've completely knocked you out your rhythm. Yeah, I mean, my goal with safety was just to get the cue ball near the baulk cushion.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention, didn't care where the reds went, to be fair. Oh, this pain is doing my head in.
I'm sure you would accept that when you were at your peak in snooker, the ability of players down the rankings to punish you
completely,
wasn't there.
Absolutely, nowhere near.
So the risk factor for you was totally different.
And I found that out when I played when I had this wild card the last couple of years playing, and I obviously I was starting right at the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's the standard of safety.
Yeah.
And so it was incredible. It was incredible. Where's this pink going?
Was it as incredible as that positional shot? Look at that shot. What a shot that is.
Anyway, talking about position,
yeah.
your first maximum attempt.
Yes.
The final black.
Yes.
Talk us through it to get to the yellow. Why didn't you play run inside?
I was just too nervous.
You didn't fancy run inside?
No.
Right.
You mean from here?
Yeah.
With left hand side up here?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just too difficult a shot at that particular moment in time.
Now I know exactly because if it's not like a natural side to play, it is a horrible shot. You could hit the black here, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could look completely.
Yeah, you could look. Yeah, but mind you, I did look stupid anyway where it finished. It looked totally stupid anyway. But no, I walked around and saw the shot and I'm like, there's no risk to that shot, but it was just too hard at the time. I could barely breathe. shot.
What
it
do
was
you think?
very, very nerve-wracking that for me because I've been trying to make a 147 in a Triple Crown event all my life and never got close. The closest I've ever got was there was a match at the Crucible a few years ago where I knew the other match had finished.
Right.
And I stopped with a couple.
You got the thing
there was a couple of reds left.
You got the.
And I stopped and I asked them to raise the thing, and they couldn't because whoever's job it was he was on for a coffee or something. Shot. And they said no. A couple of shots later, I missed the red. So that was the closest I've ever got. So I was very nervous. You know, it was very nerve-wracking.
Yeah. But I have to say, both 147s. I mean, the one you eventually made, the cue ball was immaculate. I mean, that was the only bad shot you played off the black.
It was bad though, wasn't it?
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. I was confident. Oh no! It was like, oh,
awful.
That's a general question. What was the more exciting thing? 15. Picking up the trophy or making the maximum?
Yeah, I mean I think it's a very close call actually.
Yeah.
I think that would be closer than people would think.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to say picking the trophy up.
Right.
Maybe if it was a smaller event, if it wasn't the Masters, if we were stood here talking about another event, maybe the 147 is bigger. Right. I'm not sure, but I think that gives an impression of just how important 147s are to us. You know, Absolutely. They're massive, massive moments.
I mean, the break you made to win the title and the Maxer. Where were you most nervous?
But definitely the 147.
Yeah.
I was definitely more nervous clearing up for the 147 than I was trying to win the tournament.
Go.
I think that's 23. Somehow, I think you finished on nothing.
That's unbelievable.
If you were commentating now, you'd be slaughtering yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all gone very serious, hasn't it?
Oh, it does go.
Oh, it did go. It flew in. Great shot.
Flew in.
I should have brought my white gloves.
What? I mean, I was a little bit, because I commentated, Steve and I commentated on your 147, and it was brilliant. But you gave it the fist before you potted the final black. I went, oh no.
What was that about? Do you know what happened, right? I potted the pink, and I could see from where I was plumb on the black.
Yeah.
I couldn't have picked it up with my hand and put it any better on the black. And I think that linked with the emotion, it just came out. I got to this corner of the table, and before I knew where I was, I'd give it the fist. Like, you just never do it, do you? I couldn't believe I'd done it. It wasn't a conscious thing. 31. It just came out. But I think, if I'd have been anywhere else on the black, not perfectly straight, you just couldn't have done it.
Oh no! I mean, it looked a gimme to win the frame from that. I thought, just pot that red. Oh, look at this!
Now, look at this.
Take a 1-0 lead against
Rolling
the Masters
back
champ.
The yeah. 34.
Wow!
There we are.
Wow!
Look at that. I'm assuming you've sprained yourself practicing by the looks of it. You just never lose it, do you? You know when you've been that good?
Oh, I believe.
You just can't possibly lose it.
I have lost it. Right.
Very good. 1-0.
1-0.
1-0. Who saw that coming?
I don't know. It's not the best setup in the world.
No, I know.
But yeah.
Played with worse.
1-0.
1-0 to the 7 time.
He's gone to the left.
Gone to the left. Right, we'll start on the left and see what happens. I mean, you've almost got to hit the second red to get anywhere in there to get here. And even, I mean, look how that's slipped there to here. Like, if you leave a long red, that could be your last shot, couldn't it? It's ridiculous.
Okay, do a thick safety.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Let's see where the reds go here.
So this is Thursday. You won it on Sunday. When did you pick up the cue?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Because you got Germany next week.
Yeah, Germany next week, and I had Monday off.
Good celebration.
Totally understand. Well, actually, it was my other half, Jo. It was her birthday on the final, so we had to postpone her birthday, and we had the celebrations on Monday instead. Right. We were always going to go out, but we went out.
Right.
And,
well, you can't celebrate that. What can you celebrate?
No, if you can't celebrate that, then what can you celebrate? But we had a really good day. And
you broke your dry January report as well.
Yeah, do you know?
Not a bad excuse.
Well, it was a very loose dry January, I have to say, but it's gone now. Whatever it was has gone. But I determined, historically, without going too deep, like I would have been a bit of a, and again, I think this goes back to what you're taught as a kid, when those foundations in your belief systems, when they're laid.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to override. Whereas as a kid, whenever I did anything really well, like I'd win a junior event or whatever I'd do, there'd be that was great, fantastic. There'd be a reward. It would normally be like a Star Trek toy or something.
Yeah.
And then I'd fix it up for a few days. I'd hang it on my bedroom ceiling, and I'd really enjoy the victory.
Right.
Take a bit of time off.
Yeah.
And then I'd go again, but I'd probably go again a bit late.
Right.
Whereas everyone else back on the bike a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And throughout my pro career, I've been guilty of, when I've done something really well, I've taken my foot off the gas.
Right, okay.
And so I'm determined, as I'm sort of, entering my 40s now, 42, all the rest of it, I'm not doing that anymore.
Right.
I really want to try to get the most out of my snooker that I possibly can.
Well, you said 42, I laughed because Kyron made a dig about your age after the match day.
I know.
Well, 42, you're hardly, old.
Do you know what was really funny was, I don't think Kyron heard it, there was a fella stood behind me in the crowd, he'd been shouting for me all day. And when Kyron said, Shaun's now an old man, your man behind me went, yeah, he still kicked your ass though, didn't he? So, that was quite funny. You can't control the crowd, can you?
No, I mean, I must admit, flick the black in. Ooh. No, I must admit, when I was playing, your first wins are obviously amazing, but I quickly, and part of it was down to my management and everything, but part of it was me. I just like win out, and I got greedy. So it was like, yeah, you're there to win.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the Monday off. Sometimes I went to practice on the Monday. And it's like, okay, where's next? What's next?
And these stories, I grew up hearing these stories about yourself and the other guys who were at the top of the rankings, in that time. And you hear these stories about, they're told to sort of encourage you and to all the rest of it. But it's just never been me. It's just never been who I am.
Well, everyone's different. And
I've watched Judd, for instance. I've watched Judd over the last few years, his dedication to the cause, his commitment to excellence in terms of.
There's been a maximum on this table, by the way.
Looks like a practice session, this, doesn't it? His dedication to being a pro snooker player is phenomenal to me.
Well, he came in the UK studio after he won a match. And he said, he just went on about how he just practices hours and hours. And he said the fact he's success, it's not rocket science. He said, I just work very hard.
And I just think there's so much in that.
Yeah.
And if I could have my career again, which obviously I can't, that's something I would change. Now, I've always considered myself quite a hard worker in amongst all of that. I would have considered myself quite a tough practicer, but perhaps have, at times just taken my foot off the gas.
Right.
When I shouldn't have done. I've enjoyed the spoils of winning.
Yeah.
It's cost me so much, emotionally and all the rest of it, that I've probably taken a bit too much time off following a win. Absolutely flying here. 25.
How much of that is down to Peter? You don't need to go into, obviously, because what's you and Peter do is between you two. But how much is that down to his influence of keeping it going? Or is it just you've decided that yourself?
My relationship with Peter is far too new for that to have affected it.
Right.
It's very much something that's happened to me where I've just, I don't know if it's just my age or just getting tired of watching other players do things I know I can do, watching players I think I'm better than, picking up trophies, and I think, well, hang on a minute, what are they doing I'm not?
Yeah. Who approached who?
I approached Peter.
You approached Peter.
Yeah. And I'd always wanted to, you did a video saying that was your least favourite shot.
Believe me, when I was down in it, I was saying to myself, I hate this shot.
I wonder where you aimed that.
What?
I wonder where you aimed that.
I don't know. I don't know.
How many reds is that? 5.
This is where it could go wrong. I don't have the cue power for this. To go forward and then back. See what I mean? I don't have the cue power. You would go into them and it would come back here and...
This will be some shot.
Well, this will be some sort of keep the maximum
40.
Dreams, to keep the maximum dreams alive.
But no, in all seriousness, I've listened to so many interviews that Judd's given and other players have given where I listen. You're looking for clues.
Yeah.
You're looking for what are these players who are more successful than me at the moment?
Yeah.
What are they doing that I'm not? Because it isn't rocket science.
Yeah.
When Judd gives that interview and says, well, it's not complicated. I do A, B and C.
Yeah.
And you think, well, hang on a minute, I only do B. So maybe there's something to be learnt here. Oh, you've played one. What a shot you've played there, by the way. With check.
Well, that's the only way I could get the cannon.
Oh, what a shot. 41.
Just got serious. See, there you go.
It's not finished yet.
And an absolute lash at it.
I think it turned off.
Well, it's a 71-point lead.
Isn't it? Oh, goodness me, all right. You've got to put the score on, yeah?
Well, that could take a while. But I mean, Peter's obviously putting a bit of sort of steel back and a bit of nastiness. Because what I seen last week from you, which was completely different, was you never took your eyes off the table, even when you're in your chair. And
that's always been something I've been really bad at.
I'm watching you looking around. I'm thinking, oh, shot, like get back to like. But you looked like just on it. Even in your chair, you looked on it.
It's something that when we started working together, I said, do you think you can help me? And he said, like, absolutely. I said, well, let's meet for a coffee. I said, between now and then, have a think about where you think you can help me. Because I'm going to tell you what I think you can do for me.
Right, okay.
And I want you to think between now and then. And, a couple of things he said were, your focus and concentration could definitely be better.
Yeah.
And I think you've gone a bit soft.
Yeah.
Which I said at York. I think there are times where I've perhaps let my commitment to the sport in other areas, i.e. I'm chairman of the Players Association and all my other commitments. Well, I might have put that first.
Yeah. As you know, I was critical of you doing work during a tournament, but obviously you've completely dispelled that now with winning the Masters.
Well,
but yeah, so it's whatever's happened between you and Peter. As I say, you go in detail, but I mean it's worked.
Yeah, without question. There is no getting away from that. Yeah. We've had 3 events together.
Yeah.
I lost a Laipe fan who went on to win the event in Scotland. We got to the quarters together in the UK and won the Masters.
Right.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah. You won't be thinking ahead to the world yet. There's too much in between.
Well,
isn't there?
I mean, in terms of rankings, I'm not in the World Championships as it stands today. I'm currently, I think, 19th, 18th, or 19th.
At the moment, you've got to qualify.
At the moment, as if the rankings,
it's incredible.
If the tournament was next week, I'd be going to the qualifiers.
Right.
I've just got that many points coming off.
Yeah.
From the tournaments I won this time 18 months ago.
Yeah.
That I'm actually outside the cutoff. But there's that much snooker. I mean, I'd like to think that I'll have that fixed by then.
I think unless you break your arm, I think you're going to be okay.
Well, let's hope it's not that.
Maybe I shouldn't put that in the universe, but there you go. Going back to the pundit stuff and commentating, do you think you've learned anything from that?
Well, definitely 100%. I mean, you stand there, you sit there in the comms box listening to, yourself, JP, John Virgo, Dennis, Steve, whoever it might be, analysing players, and you've been doing it for years. I'm still very new to it.
It's interesting how different players see different
Very
scenarios.
much so. But, I'm watching, and I'm watching it through 2 eyes. I'm watching it trying to do a good job and speak well about the game, and I'm also watching it and I'm thinking, what shot would I play here? And what shot are they calling? What shot are you saying as one of the best break builders of all time? Yeah. What are you saying there was some times where it was different to the shot I'd play.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wonder if I've gone a bit protective, a bit picky ball, a bit picking what's there, a bit this, that and the other. I know what I'll do. I'm going to go first chance into the reds, boom. Yeah. And I've been doing that a bit more and it's been a bit more successful.
Yeah.
I'm still way behind you on the century list. But I'm getting there.
Yeah, because I watched someone who I think is one of the greatest cue balls in the game is Mark Allen, and he break builds completely the opposite ways I would do it.
Yeah.
He takes everything before he goes into the pack. Not all the time.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but Yeah, there's a lot of times where I think, well, he's going to go into the pack here and he doesn't. And I thought, well, he's going to go into the pack here and he doesn't.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of times, and he left it to the last minute and he didn't get on it. And I was thinking, well, but when he was on this channel, he just says, I trust my cue ball. I trust that I'll get it in the position
I mean,
when
his cue ball control is incredible.
Yeah, it's immaculate. Oh, I thought I'd got that. I was already thinking about what
you were up. You were up and away, weren't you? You were gone.
I was in.
Potter's walk.
I've hit very few well, but I thought I'd hit that one nicely.
Now, if I can get back on the black, this could be game over. Apart from the pot in position, that was a good shot. What about the plant I've left you absolutely plumb? Is that a squeeze?
Where's the cut off? I never even.
Yeah,
I never know when the cut off.
It's a bit further than that. It's a bit. I think you could still squeeze that.
Can you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Are you double bluffing me here?
We'll find out.
I get that playing golf with the old guys at my club. They say, you know, when you mark the ball to putt.
Yeah.
They say, do you want it to this side? And I'm like, do I want it to that side?
Yeah, is this a clue? Is this a clue?
Yeah.
Was that the neutral zone? Didn't go.
Didn't go. Oh, wow. That was like the Bermuda Triangle. Squeeze plants.
Yeah. Try and explain that to somebody who doesn't play snooker. This is starting to look like your old tough table challenge, isn't it?
Wow.
I always felt like I had a hard deal on the tough table challenge, by the way. I wanted to pick your brain about that.
Right.
Because when we did that, we filmed that at Ali Pali.
Yeah, with no lights,
there was no lights.
Table. Yeah.
It was totally
dark.
You're
very welcome to have another go.
It was totally dark.
You're very welcome.
I think I did well to get 20.
So let's talk about your new YouTube channel. You did one before, didn't you? Before anyone.
Well, I set it up. I think I'm right in saying I was the first snooker player to set one up.
Right.
Back in 2014, 15, something like that. I had all these great ideas of doing in snooker what some of my friends in golf have gone on to do. I'd know Rick Shields quite well, Peter Finch, Matt Fryer in the golf space.
Right.
And I was watching them and I was thinking, there's nothing like this in snooker. Yeah. They were doing, obviously swing tips, swing analysing, technique tests, equipment reviews, and I thought, geez, there's nothing like that in snooker. Let's do one.
Yeah.
Then I ran into,
because you're too busy. You're busy.
Well, then I ran into the problem of having to pay a mortgage, and you're like, okay, I need to go to play snooker. That requires hours and hours a day practice. There's not enough time to do all these things, and it had to go, and it's lay there dormant for a long, long time, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to get that back up and running. Yeah. This room's perfect for it. I'm a bit older now. I think I can manage my time a bit better. And it's only been up and running a few weeks.
Yeah. How many subscribers?
32,000.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, it was 26,000. It was 26,000 a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, you couldn't have timed it better. Winning the Masters. I mean, the plan's coming together nicely.
But yeah, I mean, you'd think we designed it that way, but no, and it is just it's very, very enjoyable. It's a space where I think there's a lot of room.
Yeah. But all your social media platforms, TikTok's going flying.
Yeah.
And you're still doing your sort of post-match debriefs.
My debriefs. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I mean, I like that. I just did that. I can't remember why I started it. I think I started it because I either got misquoted or something I'd said in an interview got taken out of context. I have said the odd controversial thing in an interview. I will accept that. And I just thought, I can jump. This is one of the differences. Like in the last few days since the Masters win, like my social media's gone off.
Yeah.
Didn't really exist when I won the Masters in 15. It wasn't really as big a thing.
No.
It's just gone mad. Like my Facebook page, my snooker Facebook page in the last couple of days has had 1.4 million interactions.
Wow.
I checked it this morning, like it's a joke. And these are big numbers for me. I think they're big numbers. And it's nice to interact with everyone. It's great to have those, but it's called social media.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get a bit more involved with it.
Yeah.
And interact with people a little bit more. But we put up a really silly video on TikTok. I mean, this just shows how mad it is, doesn't it? Because you have those things, right? What do people really want to see? What can we show that's interesting in it? Did one of me racking the reds. It's had 1.2 million views. It was just me racking the reds up. What is that about?
It is. I'm thinking if it was around in the 90s and everything, it'd got to be incredible. That was a good shot, by the way.
Thank you. I didn't play it.
You didn't play that?
I didn't mean to play it.
So Steve and I had a little conversation last week. I don't know if it was your match or whatever. It was about taking reds off with reds.
Yes. Well, where do you stand on it?
I think there's definitely a time.
Yeah. Is that time now?
I think you have to, yeah.
See, I'd be tempted to move this one now. If I hit it full, I'm on that one.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I'm on that one.
Yeah.
That one, I can move that later, can't I? I don't really need to move that.
But in a match, would you even if you're this far behind in a match?
If I'm chasing the clearance here now in a match, for me the shot here is pop the black in here for the cannon on this red.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit it full so the white stops there. That leaves me that red down there. And if I don't, I'm on the red near the green pocket or this one into the yellow pocket. Yeah. I think I see so many players. I'll be sat in my chair. And I'm thinking, as them trying to make a counter clearance.
They leave the difficult reds till last.
I think, I'm delighted you've left that red there.
Yeah.
I'm so relieved you've left it till last. And often it works.
Yeah.
And it's
it amazes me
fine.
when players are like, there's maybe a red here for a clearance, but there's a red there, and the land there in the black. Perfect to drop them, but they'll still play for that red and leave that when they need that red anyway.
But again, I think this goes back to, and I've said it a couple of times already, at the risk of repeating myself, like when you're a kid and you're being taught these things, the building blocks of becoming a snooker player. I was lucky that I was taught from day one, get the hard balls off first.
Yeah.
If you've got to remove them early.
Yeah.
To make the clearance as easy as possible. Lots of players weren't taught that.
No.
So let's try and move this red off the cushion, hopefully be on one of two or three. Missed it. I'm on nothing.
No, you're a choice of two.
I'm on.
Oh yeah, it's all right.
Is that okay? But this now, like, if we're trying to make the clearance from a snooker education point of view, this red is now the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
If that blue wasn't there, we're talking about moving reds off reds now. If that blue was there, out of the way, I would now be potting this red, trying to move the red.
Really?
Yeah, I'd now be trying to move it.
Yeah, but what if you hit cushion? What if your cue ball ends there after taking it off?
Well, if the blue was there, I'm on the blue.
Oh, the blue was there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think players. You see a lot of players. I don't know if it's they don't see the shots or they see them, and a bit like the black.
Yeah.
I bottled out of playing on the maxi.
Yeah.
Whether they just go, that's a bit hard now. I'm not playing that now.
Yeah.
What's the shot here? See, I'm tempted to play this red through the gap and just try and nudge this one into play.
Okay.
Got to get quite close to the blue here, I think, for this to work. That's very close to the blue. That's not gone well at all. That's really bad. I mean, that couldn't have gone any worse.
Well, now you've got to play a blue and cannon this.
Yeah.
Nice cueing off the cush. Oh, that's horrible.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Or is the pink a natural?
I think the pinks are natural. I think the pinks are natural. Yeah. How bad was that? That wasn't much better. Oh, have I got away with it? Don't think I can win now. Can I? Can I still win?
Yeah.
Oh, that was very aggressive.
I knew it was covering it.
That was very aggressive.
Well, I knew it was covering it.
Gap?
No.
It's funny that one here because I can hit the red.
Well, you're going to have to swerve around the black, aren't you?
That's a horrible. Just do the opposite swerve.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all.
You could come up. Oh no, you can't.
I think I'll have to just pot this red.
Shot.
But
that's unlucky.
Have I covered everything?
That is very unlucky.
That is very unlucky, isn't it? Wow. That's proper unlucky. And the red's blocking the pocket for the blue.
Very, very unlucky.
Goodness me. I thought the Hendry form was a myth.
Oh, does the green go?
Does the green go?
I think you can pot the green.
Does it?
I think you
what are
can.
you talking about?
I think you can. No good?
I don't like that at all, no. No, I don't like that. I'm going to play...
my eyes have gone.
I'm going to play to pot the blue off that red. I'm going to go cushion first.
You're not playing the green, right?
No.
I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm just for my own curiosity.
Yeah, no, thanks. I'm delighted. I'm delighted. I'm still playing the blue because I'm stubborn. So I've got to miss the blue, cushion first, off the red.
I just need to check my eyes were okay.
Yeah, cheers. I'm going to try and play more of an Alex blue here with the big screw back across the side of the table.
It was a good effort. It's a good effort. You don't want the black to go in. I think you can still win.
That was a solid one.
Going quiet. I'm concentrating.
Aren't you?
Oh God.
Oh no. Bit of left-hand side, did you there?
Do you know? I mean, it's just
proper defensive shot though, wasn't it? Look at this.
I mean, I'm playing to win.
Aren't you?
Playing to win. It's now the battle of the YouTube channels now.
It's no battle, is it, at the minute? You've got about 500,000 subscribers. There's no battle to be had. The good thing about sport is to be a good sportsman, you've got to know when you've lost. But no, the YouTube channel's great. And I think in the last few weeks, since we resurrected it, we've put up, maybe 3 or 4 videos. Yeah. They've all had really good views, really good comments. Yeah. People are getting involved.
I think there's definitely room for a player who's actually active on tour doing it. I mean, it's a no-brainer to me, I think.
And it's enjoyable. I've got to be honest. I love it. I know I talk for England, but I actually do enjoy it. I enjoy busting a few myths. We've got some more videos coming out in the next few weeks, which are looking at things that people think are true in the game. Yeah. People think certain myths that they've heard are true, but actually they're not. I think I can pop this shred,
Oh, he has as well. Can you get the black thin enough to play with right hand side?
Can you arc it in?
Move a red?
Don't think the arc's not on, is it? The Noah's. No. Well, we'll have to just take the 8 points, I think, and play a good safety shot, which isn't a natural. Oh, double! Didn't mean to leave the double. Problem is now every shot I play could be my last.
Well, that'd be a very bad frame for me to lose. I will say that.
Well, if this goes in, I'd be worried.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're not rolling me in behind the blue. I know you're not going to roll me in behind the blue.
I shouldn't really, because I'm bringing the red out.
A self-respecting person as yourself couldn't do that.
I shouldn't really, because I'm bringing the red out.
Are you playing it? Wow.
That's granite, isn't it?
You have changed.
That is granite.
I've got to be honest, you've changed.
I do hate myself a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I've got a little bit of hatred.
Like I can't even play to hit this red, can I? Because I leave you this red. Goodness me, how have I managed to be in this position? Things that happen. Well, I should be able to hit the red okay. He says.
I'm not going to take a miss, because I'm going to double this. The worst doubler in the game. Oh my God.
Snooker gods have got you there.
See, God.
You took a liberty not playing the right shot.
I think because
would you go between green and pink here or around the back?
I was just going to say this cloth is so reactive.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most reactive that I've ever played on. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I think this is a hard shot.
Yeah, the pink's in the way here, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if I do miss the pink, it's game over. I meant the other way. I thought I had to miss it the other side. All right, well, I might play a safety shot.
You're right back in the game.
I might play a safety shot of my own here, Stephen.
Take the blue out?
No, I'm just going to stick the red down there somewhere, hope for a bit of cover.
Well, the shot, clip the red thin onto the pink. Guaranteed snooker.
Yeah. Don't bring the blue out, though.
No. Oh, my God. Trying to at least hit the red.
That's okay. That's better than hitting it too thick.
That was just a gimme. You're going to do it now, aren't you?
No, I'm gonna try and snooker you here.
Oh, good shot.
Thank you. Don't forget to put the 4 points on as well. They could be valuable. Oh, it's interested now, Steve. It's interested now.
Oh dear.
Oh goodness. I think that red might squeeze past as well.
This is a titanic struggle.
We haven't struggled the scorers here yet, have we? We're putting on an absolute clinic of butchery.
It's got a chance.
Oh,
he's produced.
Oh, what
he's
a
produced
shot.
One from the ages.
So it's a great shot.
One from the ages.
It's a good shot for 1 point. you know, you can go off somebody, can't you? You can go off somebody very, very quickly.
Well, I mean, the way
what are you doing?
I'm playing the way the game's played now.
Right.
Very adaptable.
Shaun, would you like to come on the channel? We'll have a nice chat. We'll have a bit of snooker. We can play around. It's just a bit of fun, no problem. Now you've gone absolutely cliff forward on me.
I wanted to take the yellow on, but the green didn't go, and I need the green. So I was playing properly.
I actually don't know if I can hit this, can I?
Well,
I think the black's in the way for the 3 cushion.
It's going up that way, I think. The old spidder.
Doesn't look easy to me. I wonder if that's on.
He's hit it. He's hit it. He's hit it. What a hit. What a hit. Oh. Tried something very desperate.
Hello.
Oh, look at this. Just getting away with everything, isn't it? Just absolutely getting away with everything.
Unbelievable form.
Tremendous.
Tremendous form. I'll have to try and bring a bit of threat into it. Gappage. I've been a bit lucky there, haven't I, to be honest?
That's not on, is it?
Stephen, you've gone very quiet.
It's gone quiet. It's a serious,
You've gone very quiet.
It's a serious situation, this is now.
Oh.
Good hit. Good hit.
I'm not sure that's exactly what you played. I've got to be honest.
I played it at yellow.
I've got to be honest, Ted. Oh!
Oh yeah, good shot. Good shot. Oh, lucky again. Oh,
Still lucky. Not much for me to do here. I'm going to take a risk and try and move these balls.
what do you do in between sessions of a final? Have you got a snooker? Oh, what do you do? What do you do? Do you eat?
In between the sessions, of the final.
Yeah. How long did you have? 3 hours?
Yeah, we had about 3 hours. It's very funny what happened. You're going to think this is a wind-up. Took my car for a wash and topped the washer fluid up. Anyone at the backstage entrance to Ali Pali would have seen me in the engine, bonnet up, barber jacket on, washer fluid going in. What's he doing? Completely lost it. He took the car for a clean.
Well, talking about getting completely away from the pressure, yeah.
Yeah.
I got stopped with the police going to the Alexandra Palace. I was driving along the road, and the bike came on beside me, and he said, "Wind it." Well, you don't wind in the windows anymore, do you?
No.
From the bar. And he said, "Oh, you could do with wiping your back number plate. I can't read it." And he went, "Oh, Mr. Hendry, is it on the way to Ali Pali?" I went, "Yes, yeah." So.
Did you get an escort?
Unfortunately, not. Still beat that blooming traffic. Right, I'm going to play for the green. See how quick this is. Slow it down to a blur, Stephen. Oh my God. That is just embarrassing.
Don't go behind the brown. Give me half a chance.
We'll edit that one out. Shot.
Come on, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, does he risk taking the pink
Got
out?
to, haven't you? God, how could you not? How could you not try and move the pink? Well, I'll miss the cannon, but you've got to try the right shot, haven't you? Or do you pot the green and finish here? Pot the brown round the house, move the pink for
I
the
don't
blue.
think that shot's on this table.
Okay, try and move the pink now then. Miss the cannon on the black, get the
Trust
pink.
into luck a little. That's what we would say. Oh, he missed a shot with the rest.
Oh.
He got the pink out, he was on the brown.
Look at this. Oh, he's just produced a great shot.
Oh, he's just controlled that.
Control.
He's just controlled that beautifully. Beautifully.
Very nice.
2-0.
Very solid.
2-0.
2-0. to the 7 time. Is this one of those situations where if you beat me, I have to give you the trophy? Is that what that means?
No, it's one of them situations though that will go on the gram.
Right, well, you've put me in the last chance saloon now, haven't you?
I'm consistent on my break.
Very consistent. I wish I could break off like that.
Wait, did your heart sink when the black's tied up off the break?
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
You just think, ugh.
My heart sinks as a commentator. I think, here's a dump shot coming.
Yeah.
And here's 20 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back.
All right, well, I'm going to not do that now. I'm going to try and pop this full-blooded for the blue. Oh, dear. I promise I did try to pop that.
I wonder if I can get on the pink or the black. If I put that, will it cannon that? Will it then go into that? Or we might even go into black.
You are allowed to play a safety shot if you want to.
No. Things could happen here. Oh.
Very unlucky.
Oh, I thought it might have gone. And
Very
if I thought
unlucky.
I missed that, I might have won on the black. That's disappointing.
Now what?
That's very, very disappointing. Brun. Aye.
Look at this. It's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Do you know, it's been a long time since I was stitched up as badly as this.
I was in conversation, well, he's got to be careful. His next mistake could be his last. Highly doubt that, but... No! Oh, dear.
Oh, no, look at this.
No. Well, I can't play for the black because it doesn't go back in its own spot.
Right, let's see one of those famous Hendry finishes.
Well, I used to be quite good getting to the winning line, but... Oh, good. Played for the pink. Oh, it does go.
Sure. You've probably been asked this millions of times in your career, but of the 7 World Championships,
Yeah.
which was your favourite?
The one I beat Jimmy a session early.
What year was that?
94 or 5, can't remember. But I'd won every match quite convincingly.
Right.
And I look back on that because it just gives me pleasure the way I played.
Right.
The way I dominated every match, pretty much. The other ones were obviously probably more exciting, final frames and things like that, and the 1st and the 7th. But yeah, I kind of look at performance more than the sort of the atmosphere kind of thing.
Mm.
Start to ask me questions when I've got a break to win the match here. I mean,
Well,
it's
no,
like...
I mean, you've been doing it to me all day.
I need to find a way of getting this black back into play.
$15.
When you go to Germany, do you think you'll be? I mean, you'll be on the main table, obviously, but you'll be able to get straight back up for the next match. It's a ranking tournament. So
Yeah.
there's 64 players, I presume.
Yeah, some matches have already been played, and yeah, I mean, I know everyone says it about that venue,
It's a great venue.
but it's just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there are issues with it from the early rounds in terms of shadows.
Yeah.
You know, for the outer tables. 21. But you know, it's such a big competition. Oh, look at this! That was nice.
That's a nice little gap.
That was
wasn't it?
very nice. 22. I think.
Was it your old manager Brandon that found the venue?
Brandon and his German business partner Thomas Cecil found the venue, and you know there was a big team of us. You know, in the early years, went around Germany, you know, promoting these exhibitions, which have led to those events. I mean, Paul Hunter started it with Matthew Stevens, Ian McCulloch, Steve Davis, Higgins. You know, I mean, everyone's been over the years. I sort of caught the tail end of those shows. Lovely. You've worked this very nicely, haven't you? I'll give you full credit. You know, it was a great day as you're building that tournament up into what it's become. And then, of course, you know, Brandon passed away a few years ago. They've named the trophy after him. Yeah. So it's very special event to me, you know, personally and professionally. I've never won it. Yeah. I've lost in the final.
And imagine the final. I played it once. My final year, 2012, beat Judd Trump actually. It was on an outside table. Shows you how long ago that was.
That's unbelievable,
Judd Trump,
isn't it?
Yeah. But mad. I don't know what it's like in the final with just one table. It must be incredible.
Incredible. Yeah. It's an incredible place to play snooker. It's actually a really funny story. The year I played, and the first year I got to the semis, I was walking out to play, and
it's got a second Reds, cannon.
You're on it to the middle. You're okay. I reckon this is where this match you either win or you could lose the match here.
Is this table true?
It is true. Yeah, you pot this black, it'll go in.
Is it true, Spandau Ballet?
That's profound. Yes?
It's very true. I missed it and it stayed missed.
Did it?
Very true, yeah.
My table fitter will be delighted.
It was straight as a die.
37.
Oh, I thought I was going to win it with a big break there.
So yeah. I think the first time I got to the one table scenario in the German Masters was hilarious, right? So I'm stood up because they introduce you through the crowd there. When you get to one table, you go up to the first floor. You come in down through the crowd. It's a bit like Ali Pali, but bigger.
Right.
And we were stood backstage and Stephen Maguire got introduced first. And as he was being introduced by the ex-Eurosport commentator Rolf Karl, who's just retired.
Yeah.
He's a bit like Germany's Alan Hughes, Rob Walker kind of style. And we stood backstage and stood with Brandon, who's kind of promoting the event, but he's also managing me at the same time. And he's got his arm around me at the top of the stairs in the shadows. He's like, right, you know this venue better than anyone. He said, the crowd always, give you a really good cheer. Because we put a lot of mileage in, and got to know the crowd over years. He said, when you walk out there, he said, let the music go, let it build, let the tension build, then leave it a beat and then go. He said, when you get out there, give it the absolute full beans, get everyone in the room on your side. Yeah. He said, and get down there and play a really good match. He said, I think this is going to be brilliant. Because Stephen was playing really well as well. So the intro comes, please welcome, walk through the thing, smoke everywhere, walked out, the crowd have gone wild. Even now thinking about it, your hairs stand up. And I've walked around the thing, I've given it the full thing, I've walked down the steps.
You didn't give it the 360.
I've given it the full 360.
You have to give it
Might have even been a 540 in there, I'm not sure. And we've walked down, we kept going down, shook hands with everybody, and the adrenaline's now off the charts. We shook hands, he broke off, he left me a long red, standard sort of half ball long red. I missed it by about a foot. And I remember walking back to my chair and thinking, crap, I'm in real trouble here. I got so involved in the show.
Yeah.
I lost 6-0.
Oh, God.
I got absolutely tated 6-0. Try and take this red out.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Wow.
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 Here's a question for you. What's obviously I throw it to my Instagram about questions and people put some questions. One of those, what is your favourite type of shot? Have you got a favourite type of shot?
Favourite type of shot? That's a good one. I don't think I've ever been asked that.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, do you prefer to play with top spin or screw?
I've definitely got a least favourite shot.
Right.
I like these kind of. I much prefer stunning the ball. Than rolling the ball in. The way I've watched Mark Williams, since being
I don't know how he
a child. Don't know how he does it. It actually gives me the, when he just rolls a ball in. I'm like,
Yeah.
There's no way I could do that.
Yeah.
So I prefer putting them in the pocket.
Yeah.
But I really don't like these. You know, like when you've got a red here.
Yeah.
And you're sort of here on the red and you're potting it.
Yeah.
It's like a blind pocket. Red's there. It's like if you're trying to pot the green.
Yeah.
The cue ball is the brown.
Yes.
And you're trying to put that kind of angle. I just don't see it.
Really?
That kind of shot I really struggle with.
A real blind pot?
Yeah, don't like that at all. And I've practiced it and I've tried to get better at it, but it's just not something I'm particularly good at. Now I was supposed to leave this red until the end.
Another question has been is how do you deal with negative press? Do you just let it brush over you, just forget about it? Or does it bother you, or?
Bothers me less now than it ever did.
Yeah, because I mean, as what we've said loads of time, this world of social media, it's the pluses outweigh the minuses, but there is minuses.
Yeah, there are minuses, and it's minuses that I think the current generation playing the game sort of struggle with in a way that your generation perhaps didn't have to.
No,
it is a challenge. There's no question about that. I don't sign up to this theory of, well, if you're in the public eye, you should just deal with it.
Yeah.
There's so many comments on social media that people say that they simply wouldn't say to you face to face. They simply wouldn't have the spine to say it to your face.
Yeah.
That keyboard warrior mentality is something I don't understand. You know, I was brought up in a, if you've nothing nice to say, don't say anything. Yeah. That said, like, I've definitely said a few things in my career I wish I could take back. And I think to some extent, if you are opinionated, like I am, if you're willing to have an opinion and say it, then I think that opens you up to the dialogue. Yeah. There have been times where I really perhaps should have taken a breath and not carried the conversation on. Right. Said too much. But yeah, I think it's something, I think with age comes it bothers you less. Yeah. You know, you're still aware of it. But it doesn't bother me like it did.
Did he play the cannon?
What a shot that was. Somehow I've messed this up.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. That is a lovely shot. Try playing that in a club with a heavy cloth. I was hoping you might remember the black you missed against Neil Robertson there.
I did.
When you were on that.
Oh no, I definitely did.
Because you played, I said to you before we started filming, the shot of the week, one of your shots of the week was a slow drag along the cushion.
Yeah, that black was a horrible shot.
But again, that's what you're talking about. It's like a blind pocket, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not they're not my favourites, you know. Don't like them at all. Can I miss the cannon to the red? I don't know if I can. Don't want to hit their second red. Oh, I could just. I think this table's getting more reactive. The cloths are meant to get less reactive.
How old's the cloth?
November, just over a week.
Yeah, always just over a week.
Yeah. I had it done just before the Masters. I mean, that's an incredible thing. Like the players that do and don't, you know, have their practice facility, you know, proper. You know, they just.
Well, I didn't.
Oh well, it didn't seem to bother you, did it?
No, but it wasn't something that I felt was important to me. As long as I had a decent cloth and a decent set of balls, I didn't really care what the table did.
Well, I understand it to a degree. I mean, I'm not talking about. I'm not suggesting that you have to have the table recovered every 3 weeks.
Because I just thought, well, I'm never ever going to get the table right with the tournaments anyway. No. So why, you know?
I'll leave the shot with the rest. I've made it hard, haven't I? Anywhere low on the blue was okay, and I've finished there. Nice player.
3 cushions. Oh, he's gone the other way. No, that's very good.
Don't need the black, no?
No, I don't need the black. 2-1.
Oh, you're not even making me pot the pink. That's never. Oh, you are.
Well, I think you might. You might.
You did the double bluff on me there.
2-1.
Second red was never a sort of a thing.
No.
I think it was in the 80s, wasn't it?
I do in exhibitions. I would play second red probably, or third red. If I don't do it from the back, obviously.
You would never have missed this back in the day.
No, I'm going to drop it in for the black.
Are you?
Cannon's the red. It's got a chance.
Oh, you're still on the black. You're okay. What a shot that is. I said you would never have missed that in the day, and you didn't let me down.
This is a tricky little one, though.
Lovely shot.
Oh, I'm happy with that
Absolutely
one.
Lovely.
I've actually played a snooker shot.
Played a proper shot there. 8.
What a pack to go into. What a pack to go into.
Got to be honest, I didn't think my break-off was that bad.
Cheers.
A split there would have done.
Cheers.
16. You've done very well. You've moved 13 reds there and finished on nothing.
Plantage.
Are you going to play it?
Yeah.
This is going for the throat, isn't it? If ever I saw it. Oh!
Thank you oh so much.
I can't remember what year it was. There was a year you and I played at the Crucible in, I think, the quarterfinals. Yeah. You made a 147 in that match.
That's right, yeah.
I think you had I think you had at least 2 plants in it.
That's what Willie Thorne used to call me. Booked Cassidy's 2-plant kid. He said every time you got a position, there'd always be a plant there.
Always a plant on. Yeah, no, I can see why he said it.
Oh, this is just gone a wee bit awkward here. Might have just played a terrible shot. Just a little boring shot. To get on, stay low in this red.
Oh dear, I'm getting nervous. 32.
I've left the golden ball.
I know. Good luck with that. Very nice.
Do you enjoy that tournament? The old golden ball?
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to go for it?
It's a great thrill. No, not really. I think, no. I mean, I felt for Zangander this year. He was on it in the first frame of his match and the lights went off. I mean, he was plumb as well. Like, you know, I felt bad for him. That was very unlucky.
Oh, Stephen, please tell me you didn't miss that black off a spot. Please tell me.
Imagine. Imagine in comms now.
Oh, I'll be slaughtering them.
Oh, the fruit pastels would have just got slammed down.
Unforgivable.
33.
Unforgivable. Deserve to lose. No. Please clear up.
I want to get the black back on the spot, really.
That's unbelievable.
Unless I can open the pink into play.
That's what I would do in these. I go back to a wild card. I'd be in the balls, and all of a sudden,
I'd just miss one.
Wait, but I thought I'd potted it, and then I turned around and I missed it.
You missed it. You had an out of body.
And oh my God, I've missed that black off a spot.
What happened there?
7.
Now I'll have to play for the black here. Right? It's the killer shot.
It's the big shot.
It's the big shot, isn't it? Let's see. Let's see if we've got it in the locker. Big shot.
Ah, good shot. Here's a random one to throw in when you're on this match winning break or frame winning break.
Yeah.
Favourite crisps?
Favourite bag of crisps? Standard salt and vinegar takes some beating.
Yeah.
I'll be a salt and vinegar man.
The classics.
The classics. But the McCoy's sizzling prawn are highly underrated.
Really?
Yeah, very much so.
I know I had, because I would stop every day at Marks and Spencer's on the way into the venues to get my lunch. And one day I got, I have a sandwich, and I bought a bag of Quavers. And I forgot how good they were.
Old school.
Yeah, I forgot how good they were.
Yeah, it's a nice trip down memory lane.
It's absolutely awesome. Pickled onion monster munch, another good one. Although there's one called Tyrrell's, other crisps are available. Furrows, they're like the ridgy ones. They're doing Waitrose, different class.
Are they?
Yeah, defy anyone, and they're big bags. Defy anyone to open the bag and not finish them.
I tell you what, you don't get this on James Martin, do you?
Are you going deep into snacks on your YouTube channel?
Not yet. Not yet, but we might. I've left this plant in totally the wrong position. Yeah, totally the wrong position.
I'm going to go from a very trivial question to quite a serious one. Is there any advice you wish you'd been given when you were younger that you found out anyway later on?
Yeah, do you know, I was really lucky because I had a lot of good advice growing up. I had a lot of people in my camp who were, were very good with advice and, really helpful with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Let your cue do the talking, I think is the way I would put it. I look back and think about, the really young version of me, like the lad who turned pro, when I'd made my debut at the Crucible against you. I think I went in an interview straight after or something. And, you just say stupid things.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back to those moments and just have a quiet word and just say, just shut up, let your cue do the talking.
You just learn anyway as you get older, don't you?
Just leave it.
Yeah. Because I think when you're young, even if someone gives you advice, you're still going to go against it probably.
Still going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I wish I'd just kept my mouth shut more than I did. I just.
Yeah, but
I just had too much to say for myself.
Yeah, but it'd be boring if everyone was the same, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I think I could be accused of a lot of things. I don't think being boring is one of them.
Do you think the game's changed at all through the years at all?
Yeah, I think my game's got better. I think the stats have become a big thing, haven't they? Now.
Do you think I mean, I don't think I played a lot differently from when I was 16 to when I was 40.
Yeah.
I think basically my thought processes in the game
was the same.
Was the same.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I played more safety because you have to, but But yeah, generally my approach to the game, I don't think ever changed.
Yeah, I feel like I play very, very similarly to how I did when I came on as a young pro. Yeah. Perhaps with a little bit more match play, a little bit more, maybe I'll put that colour safe. But I have to say, I think a lot of that's come from sitting in the comms box with you guys. Yeah. Sitting in the studios, seeing the game through a different prism than I would have done before.
I've learned a lot of shots, like especially from Alan McManus, more than the actual tactical side of the game. Listening to him, the shots he comes out with, I wouldn't have
seen them.
Wouldn't dream of playing.
Yeah, I played a shot in the Masters there last week, where I was ran out of position. The reds were all in the middle of the table, and the black was on the cushion. And I finished on a red here. I couldn't pot it, and I looked at the table, and I thought, if I was in the comms box, what shot would I say was the right shot? Yeah. And the shot was to double the red off the cushion, move the black, keep everything safe, put the cue ball up here. Yeah. And I played it, won with the frame. Yeah. It's a shot I just wouldn't have seen. Right. But for the punditry work, I just would never have seen that shot. Wouldn't have even thought of it.
Oh, he's missed the cam. Is he on? How many blacks was that? 4? 5?
I don't know. You will notice though that I counted your score perfectly every single time. And the moment I make a comeback, you've done the whole misscoring thing.
Absolutely.
Like some people will do anything to win, won't they?
I'll do almost anything.
All right, meatloaf.
Great shot. I'd say it was 5 blacks. It has to be 5 blacks.
Now, can I pot this pink? I can't miss the black.
Well, I potted 5 reds, and I've not potted one since. So there's 2 left. So that means you've potted 13.
It's very hard when your opponent won't keep the score, isn't it? This is proper old-fashioned snooker hall techniques here.
6 reds. So you've potted 5 reds with 6 blacks.
I tell you what, you pick a number you're happy with.
41. For that, I'm going to go for this.
What are you giving me there? You're giving
41.
You're giving me 41?
Yeah.
Extremely generous. Oh my goodness me.
It's just a joke, isn't it?
That is ridiculous.
That's what I used to do in matches. I used to go for them.
That is
People
ridiculous.
just think, like, what is he doing?
Yeah. I mean, what were you doing? That was just, a ridiculous
As the late, great Willie Thorne used to say, professionals shouldn't go for them.
Yeah.
Wait to see this one. Blue drop on the red. Absolutely perfect angle. Oh. Oh no. That's got to be fair.
Right, well this is, I mean, how and when do we move the blue? That's the question, isn't it? Leave a nice angle on the green.
Well, that would be the orthodox way of doing it.
Thank you. Oh, that is perfect.
That'd be a good shot, blue to pink. Oh, you don't need the pink, do you? That's good. Can't believe I've been in twice and not punished.
Don't really want to play for the pink.
Oh.
Oh. I don't think I can go for this, can I?
What?
Have to.
Well, if you don't go, I'll talk about you when you leave. Shot. 2-2. Right, we'll do a black ball game.
Black ball game?
2-2, black ball game.
Okay.
If you pick up any vibes, any tells.
Your left hand?
Huh?
Your left hand? Yeah. Of course, I should. Why am I asking before you show? Why am I doing? That's how naive I am, isn't it?
We should do a thing.
That's how gentle I am, isn't it? Why am I? You didn't even show it.
Surely no one puts someone else in now on a black ball game.
Do you know what? I mean, you and I were chatting about this somewhere on the season.
This is such. Well, I mean, I might butcher it, but this is such an easy shot, right?
Yeah, the side to side. Yeah.
I mean, even I can play it. Yeah. I mean, I might have left a double, but I've not played it well. But It's a nothing shot, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the trick is to, I mean, if you could swap the balls around and have the cue ball higher up the table than the black, that's the trick. Don't think the double's on. So I'm going to break all my rules here. I'm going to go up there. It's gone very nervous all of a sudden. I don't know
what my stats were for respotted blacks, but I mean, you know, I'm not going to refuse a pot.
No. Are you going for this?
Yeah.
Are you?
Well, it should be, unless I wriggle it, leaving it jaws, it should be fairly safe. That's got a chance.
That's very close.
Oh, it's too thin.
It was too close.
Get tight at least. Oh.
Now, can I play a trick shot or can I try and pot it? Are you going to make me pot that?
You can do, but if you play a trick shot and miss it, it counts.
Does it?
Yeah, just to let you know. Okay, I'm taking the victory.
I'm going to play a trick shot here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cushions to pot the black. I did miss this once.
Right, okay.
But I was only 10.
Okay.
Imagine doing this in a big match. You know,
that'd be flair.
The black was dripping over the pocket.
The ultimate flair.
Ultimate flair. Here we go. 5 cushions, pot the black. Oh, it's miles away.
The slide's done you.
Slide has completely done me.
Well, it's a victory to me. Shaun
Take
Murphy,
it. Cold as ice.
2025 Masters champion with a 147. Couldn't beat a retired Scotsman.
Not good enough.
Thank you very much. That was a pleasure. Great fun.